Mic check, 1, 2. Look at the poster on the front of the screen, and you know it's time to go live. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's Karev, Heritage Hip Hop. We introduce you to your future favorite artists today while celebrating the foundation of hip hop, which are those whose shoulders we stand on that help create this great culture that gave us great music, great food, great clothing, great expression, spirituality, and most importantly, refurbish our connection with God that was lost in the turbulence of racism and the many things that we've gone through. Hip hop is very important, especially to me. Before we start this show, we want to give a rest in peace to Boss. Boss was a female who was signed to Def Jam West. She was the second female signed to Def Jam, the first being Nikki D. Shout out to Nikki D. Boss was from Detroit. She had 3 singles. She had Recipe of a Hoe, Deeper, and Progressive Elimination. She was the street version of a female that Def Jam wanted to sign. Her album's very funny. It has some good beats and some good songs on it. Then y'all tried to pair her with Onyx in her marketing. It went a little bit, you know. Boss has some health issues, and unfortunately she succumbed to them. So we want to say rest in peace to Boss. Jizza said in hip hop, whenever somebody dies, especially when they die young in hip hop, the news is devastating. So even though she had some age to her, she still was a young woman, and we want to celebrate the life of Boss. But we don't always stay in the past. Make sure you hit the like button when you come in here, comment, share the video, etc. Today's guest, I had the pleasure of talking to him with my family, the Fleet DJs, salute to the Jersey chapter, and we talked about the texture of lyrics. See, if you have the knowledge of texture is a feel, but not only is it a feel that you initially have, it's also the remembrance of the feel when you go look for something else. The texture, whether it's soft, hard, fluid, or even stationary, those make you remember what you've touched, how you've been touched, and how it affected your senses. A good lyricist could do the same thing because my guest here not only knows how to put his words together, he knows how to make his words count so he's not overdoing the syllables or the rhyme stanza. To be that good, you got to floss on them. So tonight, I bring Johnny Floss to the screen. What's going on, bro?
Yo, shout out to you, man. That was a hell of an intro, man. I appreciate that, man, for real, yo.
Oh no, that's real. So, welcome to Heritage Hip Hop, where my goal is to give you the best interview you've had, and not only that,
I hope
celebrate you.
I don't know.
What'd you say?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Say that. Oh, we good.
I appreciate that. Right. I'm a little choppy, so you know what I'm saying. Bear with me if I maybe respond late or catch it late.
All right, we're gonna do the best we can. You know, I want to talk to you about something very interesting that I studied when it came to your music. You are conceptual. You're a conceptual rapper. You could take a concept and weave it through a song, and you do it with certain words that you do. Tell me, is that your style, or how did you come up with that type of rhyming? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got a few words. I know you said something about conceptual. I'm a conceptual rapper, and I missed a little bit of the words after that.
I said you have the interesting technique to take a rhyme through a concept and weave it through a song. Is that your style? And how did you come up with that? Are you having a hard time hearing me? Get your phone.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch everything you're saying.
Get your phone.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we having some technical difficulties, but we're gonna get it right. We're gonna get him on StreamYard on the phone.
Yeah. You want me to? Yeah, I got it.
We're gonna get him on his phone. Sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bad Seed. What's going on? Shout out to everybody that's checking in. Thank you. We got some technical difficulties, but we're gonna get it right. Peace to the room. Everybody on Instagram, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Yo, if you're not on Instagram, or you want to get off the Instagram, go to the YouTube. We're going to get everything right because this interview is going to get done. Yeah, we getting it right. We're going to get it right.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll be there. Give me 1 second.
All right, so shout out to everybody out there. Heritage Hip Hop, while we waiting for Johnny Floss, Heritage Hip Hop is going to be coming back with the Mic Council, and our first episode is going to be about the proposed bill on in Congress, which is to pay all streaming artists. What up, Sliding Doors? How you doing? We're gonna look at the Congress bill to pay all streaming artists a penny per stream instead of 0.03 and 0.0016 and all that people were getting. There's a bill to pay artists a penny per stream. So with the streamlining of the industry and us having a hard time with getting people paid, it seems like somebody took it to the Congress floor, and we're going to see what that's all about. Sir, how you feeling?
Yo. Am I better on here?
Perfect.
All right. Bet. Cool. Good.
All right. So to go back, shout out to Sliding Doors. She always holds me down with the comments. Everybody, if you're looking on Instagram, thank you. Join us on the YouTube. Hit the like button, and we want 100 comments. Come on, we got to get this 100 comments up. We got to get there. Sliding Doors, thank you. I appreciate you. So I said, as an artist, right, you have the technique to be a conceptual rhymer, which means you take a concept and you weave your words throughout the entire concept of the song to paint a picture. Is that your style, and how did you come up with that type of technique in writing?
I think just trying to, number one, stand out. There's a thing where I always say, like, we all have our superpower. And I feel like, punchlines and rhyme scheme is my superpower. So now it's at a point where, we as hip hop artists, we got to understand that everything in hip hop has been said already, right? So now it's all about your perspective and your how you approach a record, how you approach a bar, how you approach writing. So me, I don't want to just simply just give you the punch. I want to sometimes take you on a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? I want to kind of chain punch, connect punch. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what, brings a different type of demographic to a song, or a different demographic to a bar or a record or a concept. You know what I'm saying? So I have one of those abilities where I can take that and I can kind of wow my fans or wow the listener. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's perfect, because you have to stand out. Like, check this out. You a comic book head when you was younger, or now you like comic books?
Nah, I mean, I know a little bit. If I don't know too much, I got to call one of my homies, because I got a few homies that's heavy into comic books.
All right, well, I only bring that up because a superpower resonates with not how you save the day, but how you overcome obstacles. So in a comic book, it's a comic book called Black. And the comic book was about slavery and how about people who didn't have melanin were killing people of color, us, because we have a God gene within us. And our superpower was not only to survive, but to make do with what we had to make things better. See, that's hip hop all over it. And as a person who writes, perspective is the key to giving enjoyment to the audience. How do you write with perspective? And is it yours, or are you trying to reach the minds of the masses when you write?
It's a little bit of both. because you definitely want to bring your own style, but you also want to pay homage to the culture. At the end of the day, adding to the culture is part of this whole thing, this whole craft, hip hop as a whole. You have to bring something toward the culture. So whatever it is, you still have to keep the culture first. You know what I'm saying? You can have whatever style you want, but the culture is first, because that's the whole point of you being an artist in the first place. You got influenced somehow by the culture. You got influenced by wanting to say something through this culture. You know, from the way you talk, the way you walk, what you eat, what you listen to, what you read. You know what I'm saying? All of that is hip hop. So, you know, you always gonna have artists that's gonna find their way, and they're gonna find their niche, and they're gonna figure out what kind of footnotes they're gonna leave in the culture. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that. So let's ask you a very low key question with a high mark of intelligence, because I like to show the intelligence of artists, not just play their music and talk about whose butt is fat or something. I really want to show the world that our people are intellectually superior to them than the opinion of what they have of us. You see what I'm saying? You were born into the culture. When did you recognize the culture for the first time?
I recognize the culture. So I was born in the culture, just real quick. I was born into the culture because of my pops. My pops was engulfed in hip hop, and him and my godfather used to be a DJ, and my pops, he ain't gonna like this part, but he didn't have much talent. So he was like the security. He was the muscle. You know what I'm saying? So they used to run around, you know what I'm saying, when I wasn't around yet. And, you know, that's where my love for music, and I always heard music as a kid growing up. You know what I'm saying? So I used to hear all types of records, all types of hip hop records, Biggie, Jay, you know, the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom, she was heavily into music, but on like the neo side, she had a lot of like old school records, like Aaron Neville and Seal and Prince. You know what I'm saying? She used to play those kind of records. So I had a lot of music around me growing up. You know, like when, you know, our black families, you cleaning the house, you playing music, you cooking, you playing music. It's a get together, you drinking, they playing music. You know what I'm saying? So I was the little kid that was always running in the living room to try to be in the mix. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I say all of that to say I knew what hip hop was at the time. Not necessarily knew what hip hop was, but I was introduced to it. When I realized hip hop was like a thing and I really recognized it for myself, I will never forget when B.I.G. was on stage at the Source Awards and he screamed out, "Brooklyn, we did it." That right there, I was just like, this is a superhero right here. Like, he just said, "Brooklyn, I live here." Like, what? He's from where? He's from St. James? Like, what? St. James is like down the block. Like, you know what I'm saying? So seeing that was just like, wow, like that's a classic hip hop moment. It was just like watching that as a kid, it was just kind of like, wow, like you could really do this. Like he's there. Like it was crazy.
I like how you said that, because I didn't grow up like that. I didn't have people who played music in the house while we cleaned up and no sounds or anything. So your experience in life will dictate how you cultivate your skill and talent. So music is a love language. How did it make love to your ear so that you wanted to do it?
And it was so crazy because being young and being in the back of the car when like me and my mom and my pops would go food shopping, her main thing was, you can't play that for him. He's too young. It's too much curses. You know what I'm saying? So now as a kid, you hear that, you like, okay, now I got to hear what he's really saying. So now you go sneak and listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it started for me. It was kind of like, okay, Biggie's talking about drugs. You know, my moms don't want me to hear that. My parents want me to stay away from that. But now it's, why is he talking about drugs? Where is he getting the drugs from? Why is he rapping about this? How is he able to paint this picture so good? How does it feel like I'm selling the drugs with him? Like, you know what I'm saying? All these things are questions in my mind as I'm young, because I'm a baby. I don't understand yet. I'm just like, okay, I hear what he's talking about. You know, why is this? Like, what is this? It sounds good, but I don't know what it's about. Why is it like this? And then as you get older, you hear gangster rap, and then you start thinking about and start doing your homework on other regions. Because that same night, I see some guys from Atlanta and they're screaming out, "Oh, Atlanta got something to say. Y'all don't want to listen to us." And I'm like, all right, well, where's Atlanta? Why they feel like we're not listening to them? Like, what's going on with this? Then you got Snoop cursing us out. So I'm like, wait, you in New York, and I hear my pops like, yo, what? You ain't shit. Yo, get out of here. Yo, you ain't New York. So I'm like, well, who are they? Like, why they feel like? So I was able to see all of that as a kid and trying to figure it out and hearing my pops respond to it, my mom, my cousins, my uncles. So I'm like, what is this? Like, this thing, hip hop, what is this? So that's what really made me get into it. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing, because your growing point was the point where hip hop exploded, where people found out about different territories. We had an award show. People were all over the place. And if y'all can't realize we say he's from New York, I don't know.
yes.
But that is very interesting, because I'm from the other side of the water. So we fought for our identity differently than what y'all did. Check this out. By growing up with music in your household, and you're from Brooklyn, so you live in a melting pot of many different cultures all together that live, breathe, and exude hip hop by itself. I think the way we grow up determines how we grow our understanding and our bond with the culture. Do you agree? And why?
Absolutely. I think automatically we start off biased, because for me, knowing that I'm from Brooklyn and I saw Biggie as a kid on stage winning awards, knowing that, finding out later that hip hop started here, it's kind of like, well, yeah, we deserve that. Yeah, it's New York City. Fuck that. But then when you hear Snoop saying 1, 2, 3 to the 4, Snoop Doggy Dogg coming, Dr. Dre's coming at your door, you like, damn, that West Coast bounce sound crazy. Like, yo, what's that? Like, what sound is that? Now I see why him and Puffy is beefing, like, because y'all fighting for respect. Y'all fighting for whose sound is better. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? This is me looking at it. Then I'm looking at the East versus West with Pac and Biggie going at it. It's just like, well, you from here, but you going against Big, so nah, I ain't rocking with you. Yeah. To this day, I hate Hit 'Em Up. To this day. And I understand it, and it's a great song, but I hate it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't never rock with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it has its gifts and its curses. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you realize, where you from and how you want to play it, how you want to go about it, how you want to go about who you want to support, who you want to listen to. But at the same time, it's also you have to do your due diligence in learning the other regions and learning about other artists, because you don't want to be naive and you don't want to be ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's real. Let's take it a little deeper, though. When you from the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen, you have cold weather hip hop. I don't care what nobody say. New York is not the only East Coast. You got damn Massachusetts. Shout out to Benzino and Edo G and the Bulldogs and them. You got damn Staten Island, Long Island, all that New York stuff, right? You got all of them, right? The boroughs, Buffalo, etc. I mean, some of the East Coast either goes down to, some people say Florida, which is the South, but they say it's on the East because they had the same time stamp. I don't know. But when you come from the East, Upper East, the Northeast region, you got that winter hip hop, that boom bap, cold, Tims, Gooses, Scullies. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is.
Yes.
But shout out to my cousins in Alabama, because they didn't grow up like us. And their hip hop was more laid back. It was slower. It was drop tops. It was DJ Screw. It was that. Now let me pair it up with what I'm trying to say. To go what you said. Even in our school system, we learn about things differently, because a person that lives on a farm probably could understand the intricacies of math better than somebody in the city who sees more billboards and is more interested in flashing and reading, or vice versa. The person in the city might know the math because they know the hustle and bustle and managing time, while the person on the farm who always writes the orders or put things down may be very eloquent with the pen. The thing is, no matter where you are, different parts of life will hit you, and they basically help you grow your voice. When did you find your voice, and when did you find out you were being listened to when you spoke?
So I remember one of my first studio sessions. It was with a DJ. I'm so mad I can't remember his name right now, but one of my friends was like, "Yo, listen, man, like, yo, you kind of nice. Like, yo, the shit that you said to me, yo, you need to record that." And I'm like, I don't know nobody that records music. He was like, "Yo, listen, I'm gonna hook you up with somebody, yo, but you gotta impress him, and I know he gonna like what you got to say." So I'm like, I bet, cool. I meet him. We meet in the park, vibing, chilling. He asked me, a couple questions, introduced himself. I introduced myself, boom, boom, whatever. And he basically made me rap on the spot. He was just like, "Yo, let me hear what you got," or whatever. So my man was there. He was like, "Yo, kick that joint you said to me the other day." Boom, boom, boom. So I'm rapping it, and he was just like, "All right." He's like, "You got another one?" I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Do you got another one?" And I was just like, "Nah." Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Yo, listen, I'm going to take you to the studio." But he was like, "Yo, first thing you got to do, you got to write constantly." He was like, "Yo, even when you don't want to write anyway." So I was like, I bet. So then he takes me to the studio, right? So I'm like, "Yo, what's up, man?" He said, "Don't worry about the money." He came, took me under his wing. He was like, "Yo, I'm a DJ. So I got all the equipment right here." He's like, "Yo, I'm going to put a beat on. I want you to rap." And he is the one that said, "Your voice is too strong for you not to be projecting. Project your voice." So I was like, word? Like, he was like, "I'm telling you, I'm listening to you talk. I heard you talk, rhyme outside. I heard you talk, but you're not rhyming with no projection. You're not rhyming with no conviction." He was like, "Yo, project your voice." So I'm like, all right. He was like, "Yo, take your time." He was like, "Yo, the equipment ain't going nowhere. Yo, just to say your rhyme, but project it." And from that moment on, he kind of like helped birth Johnny Floss, because I always get compliments on how I rap so clear and you can hear every bar. And I don't seem like I'm losing breath or none of that stuff. It's because of him and the exercises he put me through. You know what I'm saying? So that moment right there was like the first moment where I was like, okay, somebody really took heed to what I was saying and he helped me. They have that saying, when somebody really want to help you, they gonna help you. You ain't gonna have to ask. You know what I'm saying? So for him to take that time out and show me that, I was like, yeah, he's really listening to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the key to what makes hip hop pivotal in the world today. Are people really listening to us, or they're just playing our music and making us the new coons or stepping fetches that entertain the world to our sorrow? What do you think? Are we just fulfilling the world's obligation of entertainment, or are we projecting our sorrow and people really aren't listening to it? They're just entertained by our pain.
You know what's crazy? I definitely think we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. Only because every time you think somebody's not listening, somebody's listening. You know what I mean? And it could be for any type of hip hop. It don't really have to be necessarily for boom bap. It don't really have to necessarily be for drill. Somebody's always listening because hip hop is so influential. You know what I'm saying? So it might not be necessarily something I might want to listen to or you may listen to, but there's always reminders. There's always people that's not from the region that's like, "Oh, I love that song from whoever. Like, I love that song from the Migos." Or somebody that's, a white kid that's 14 and be like, "Oh, I love that song from Nas." So that's letting you know people are listening, whether you think they are or not. You know what I mean?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to an interesting point of the conversation called Let's Build, because he said something very profound, and I need us to pay attention to what he said. So let's build with Johnny Floss. Listening is the main component to what everybody wants. But if everybody's rapping, who's taking time to listen? Who do you say?
I mean, I'll be honest, man. I'm gonna be frank. I feel like the real artists are gonna stand. You're gonna figure out who's who. You're gonna weed out who's the real artists and who aren't. You have some people that want to be artists and they come off as their artists, but are they really artists? This is the thing. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of components when it comes to being an artist. It's not just, oh, okay, let me just go record a song and then put it on my page and then tag people and tell people to listen to it. It's way more than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, before you even writing a song, what direction do you want to go with this song? How are you going to market it? How are you going to promote it? What message are you trying to send? It's so many other variables than just making the record and just putting it out. Because social media is also a gift and a curse in itself, because it's easy to just go and make the record and put it out now. It's really it's no steps. It's kind of just like, yep, I rap today. Yep, I'm going to put it out tomorrow because I know I can, because I got my distro set up. Click, boom, it's out. You know what I'm saying? So now we have so much music, and it goes back to points like this where it's like so much music is coming out. Who's listening to all of this? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of variables we could tap into. So we could build on this all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I would like to think I'm one of the few that do market their music, does make music with substance, does drop intentionally. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those are just a few points. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to drag out the listener, but you know, I know where I'm pretty sure you know where I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying?
But this is the demo era of hip hop. Now everybody's putting what would be considered a demo out online for free consumption. With it being a demo era, we're now looking at artists mature in real time instead of having packaged product. Does that make the world listen? Will they appreciate it more? Will they find somebody to follow? What do you think?
I think honing on what your craft is and catering to that is the main thing, because we all make different type of hip hop. We all have like a group of artists that do this type. We got a group of artists that do this type, this, that, and the third. So there are lanes open. There are always going to be lanes open because everybody's not doing the same thing. It's just that you got to be exceptional. That's the thing that's going to make you stand out. You got to be exceptional, and you got to have something that nobody else really don't have. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of my keys that kind of helped me, because, you know, I don't curse and I don't use the N-word. So I'm automatically separating myself just from that alone. You know what I'm saying? And not saying there's anything wrong with cursing or saying the N-word, but it's just when you're in this, it's very important to stand out. You have to stand out in order to get those additional ears. You know what I mean?
So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I think we should take a commercial break, because we're going to make this interview stand out and not like be like everybody else's. We only just started turning up the heat. Now we're going to get there. You good with that?
I'm good with that, bro. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, so we'll be back right after this.
Hey. Yeah. Redman is in the building, of course. Jersey's finest, all about them bars, marijuana smoker. Hey, PSA announcement. I need everybody go support. That's right, support my fucking state, my city. Heritage Hip Hop, a New Jersey media source that celebrates New Jersey hip hop worldwide. Facts. And we are celebrating our legends right here, Jersey, baby. Please subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on social media. That is Heritage Hip Hop on social media. Jersey, you know I love you. Jersey, you know we got bars and we got music and we got legends all day. And if you believe in Jersey and you love Jersey like I do, support that Heritage Hip Hop on all social media platforms. This is Redman and I approve this message.
All right, salute to the OG Redman for giving a shout out. Make sure you subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop. We got my man dipped off for a second, but it's okay. He'll be coming back, and we're going to finish this part of the interview. How y'all like it so far? By the way, we got Heritage Hip Hop merch. www.teepublic.com/Heritage Hip Hop. Get you a hoodie, get you some t-shirts, long sleeve shirts. Support. Because with that money that you spend on Heritage Hip Hop, not only do we appreciate it, we put it back into this so we could build something better. Because the goal is to have a live award show, maybe some pay-per-view, events, concerts, and stuff to throw. We would like to do that very, very, very soon, and your help would be appreciated. So Johnny Floss just dropped off. He's trying to come back on. We're waiting for his phone to get back on. How y'all like the interview so far? Talk to me. Talk to me. Do you like it? We need some comments. We need some comments. I hope everybody's not fading off on me. But so far, we're talking to an artist that lyrically could put some songs together that's not only intricate, a boy turning to being a hustler. He also has songs about, peace notes. He also has a song about love. And I think in today's society, we don't have enough love messages because we hear about high value men, traditional women, modern women, passport boys, simping. We hear about all these things, but we don't hear about togetherness. We don't hear about love. And people are so infatuated with the internet, they think every woman is either not worth the time, to put it in better perspective, or sex craze, and there's no good women in the world. Just like people say there's no good men in the world, but you have men out there that are busting the asses to take care of responsibilities, children, other people's children, the community, etc. There are men out here that's talking against the powers that be, not just women. But when you look and let people tell you and what this is and what that is, you don't come up with your own mind to say this is what it is and this is not what it is. We fall into those traps. And you know what? Hip hop has actually saved us from a lot of those traps as well. We have people who are making those songs telling you to put your phone down sometime, listen to the music. We have people telling you, go chill somewhere, open up to the music. We have some people out here that's really trying their best to not only keep this culture alive and going, but to populate it with good deeds, good things, good words. It says, you plant a seed, God gives the increase and it grows, right? Well, people are out here planting seeds into the people's minds through music. Shout out to Samai Savage. Shout out to La Omalau. Shout out to Immortal Technique. Shout out to CF201. That's just to name a few. You got Yawn Like a Snob. I don't even know where she's from, but I love that song. She got Fiji. Great joint. Levels. I'm sorry, not Fiji. Levels. We got Rhapsody on the mainstream. Kendrick Lamar when he decides to drop music, and J. Cole. There's people out here that actually put the seeds out there so we can fertilize the minds of the people and get some good concepts of good music out. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Floss is trying to connect. It says his devices is not connecting. We're trying our best. We're trying our best to get him back up here. Let me see. We're trying our best to get him back. I think the interview was cooking. This interlude is crazy. They have a crazy long interlude right now. I don't know. But make sure y'all stay tuned. We have this coming up this week. We got our conversation with AJ Shaka, young man from Texas by way of LA. And he will be on. All right, he's back. It says your phone. All right, you can hear me. It says your phone's not connected. You got to connect your phone the way you did last time. He said he could hear me. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for the interruption. We was cooking, but it'll come back. It'll come back. Give me a second. All right, who's in here? Drop some comments for me. Let's talk. Notes, you still in here? Sliding doors. My sister holding me down. I'm gonna send you a free T-shirt, I swear, because you've been holding me down amazingly, and I appreciate you. For real. I need to send. What's your favorite color? I'm gonna give you my email and everything, and I'm gonna send you my email, and I'm gonna get you a free shirt for supporting me to how much you've done. I appreciate you. Notes, what's up, bro? All right, Notes is here. All right, Johnny Floss. Bam.
Yo, my bad, man. I don't know what the fuck. Yo, I don't know what happened, man. But I'm here. I apologize, man. I'm here.
Well, we good. Hey, we still here. People are still here. We just gonna build on what we're talking about. So let's continue with our interview. All right.
Yeah.
So we talked about how you feel about hip hop, and are people really listening? The first time I really heard you was on Hip Hop Therapy. And you did that song with a great artist. I personally put the Heritage Hip Hop stamp of approval on, named Notes 82.
Yes.
You are hip hop's your favorite puncher's favorite puncher. What does that mean? Talk to me.
So shout out to Styles P. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Styles P had a slogan that he said years ago on a song where he said, I'm Styles P, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. And I thought that was so dope and clever because it's like, yeah, you around Biggie. And if Biggie's if you're Biggie's favorite rapper, then yeah, you're everybody's favorite rapper's favorite rapper, because a lot of people love Big. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it was just so dope. And I think part of also pushing the culture is, you know, sometimes you tweaking something every so often, whether it be a song, whether it be a saying, whether it be a lyric, whatever. So I was just like, yo, I can't say I'm your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. It's like, that's gonna be like blatantly copying.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, well, I'm a punchline guy. So I'm like, all right, everybody that likes punchline rappers, you know what I'm saying? That'd be a nice little way to kind of stand out and have people listen to me. So it's like, all right, now I'm your favorite puncher's favorite puncher. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it came from.
See, the thing about a puncher is boxing and hip hop is so similar, because with boxing, you have a setup, bow, you drop it. You drop that punch. Hip hop, you got a setup, and you drop that line, and it can change the complexity of the song. With rhyming with notes, what did you learn about yourself? How did the song elevate your craft?
Oh man, so I would like to think that if you give me a specific title or a specific subject of something, I feel like that's one of my strong suits. I can knock it out the park. You know what I'm saying? So once Notes sent me the name of the song and I heard his verse, it was kind of like, okay, I could play on this. I can play on these words. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like hip hop therapy. You know what I'm saying? So that spoke to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I see myself, you know what I'm saying, being in a hip hop therapy kind of setting or class or whatever. So that's why my verse is catered directly to the title of the song and how Notes approach the record. You know what I mean?
I appreciate the fact that you could be yourself on your music, because a lot of people back when they came out back in the day, they had to be a character. You know, like you think about the Genius, he had the book and the pen, you know, so he had all that stuff, right? And then when I look at your catalog, right, and I listen to a lot of your songs, your character is displayed in your integrity in the rhyme, not just your spoken rhyme. What makes a rhyme real, and what makes a rhyme worth giving when it's real?
Oh man, that's a great question. I think, you know, it's a cliche saying, but it's true. It's the music that people can relate to is the best music. You know what I'm saying? So there are going to be times where you might not be having the best day and you might not feel like constructing a song. But weirdly enough for me, the things that I go through actually heighten my mind, and it makes me get even more creative, which is so crazy and so backwards. But you know, they say people that are, you know, creatively inclined are kind of like, they're kind of weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? So You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think we all as creatives have our little like weird nuances, and it also makes us great. You know what I'm saying?
So let's talk about greatness, because I think the great part about being an MC or a writer, especially a writer, is the fact that you can take different scenarios and make different concepts of songs so the person can jump into it. You are very LL Cool J influenced or something, because you got one side that's street and you can talk about yourself and where you from, but then you got a other side that's really into making the ladies feel that they're being heard and appreciated in your music. Talk about that and its importance to you.
Oh man. So number one, it starts from, showing versatility. It's very important to show versatility. You don't want to kind of put yourself in a box, because it kind of limits where you can go with the music. And that's as far as like making your own music. That's as far as featuring with somebody else. That's just writing itself, because writing a song can go from, you could speak about anything in writing a song. So being able to write something, you have to step out the box. You have to step out of your comfort zone every so often. So that's the first thing. And for me, knowing that I'm an indie artist, and indie artists really don't gravitate toward females listening to their music, I felt that that was a great way to like a great way and another way to separate myself. Like, okay, yeah, you could rap with these guys and you're a good punchliner, but the girls, we need something to listen to too. We want something to listen to. We want somebody that we can look at. You guys always looking at us. We want a guy, you know what I'm saying, we could look at, or we could listen to their music. So, that's the two main things of why I'm able to dabble in both lanes.
So that's how we got late night decisions, huh? Shout out to the purple.
Shout out to you, because that song came out a while ago. So the fact that you tapped in on that's love. That's love.
No doubt. But see, the concept of being a writer means you take your time to put your words together. I think hip hop fell off in the early 2000s because everybody wanted to be Jay-Z. Everybody was chasing that I don't write my rhymes anymore and just go in the booth and say whatever. And one thing about copycats, they will fuck up something good if you let them, by destroying a staple, a tradition, and make it a fad or a trend. I remember Ja Rule did that. He was on something on MTV and he wasn't writing his rhyme. He was just practicing, and they went and said it. He was like, "What you think?" And his boy was like, "All right, that's what you want to do," which says that shit wasn't hot, and he kept doing it. You know what I'm saying? But writers are the people who not only document history, they tell the stories that warn the youth about what happened in the past. As a writer, how does hip hop warn the youth? How does it stay awake as a news channel for people to know what's going on around us, whether it's positive or negative?
I think the stories. I mean, once you listen to a song that has a story, that it can start there. You know what I'm saying? So now, granted, every song does have a story in its own way, but when it's kind of vivid, when it's kind of like taking you through something, when it's putting you in a place, if you have like a timestamp, if you're naming something like where something is next to something that you're familiar with, all those things are important. You know what I'm saying? So, you have storyteller songs that's like that. Like kind of like when you think about Nas Rewind, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like Jungle utters out something crazy like "Go He There." It's kind of like you could picture that, like you got beef with somebody, it's like, yo, there he go. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it automatically resonates and it automatically takes you to that point. So it's the stories. The stories, some of hip hop stories are incredible. You got, we got Biggie, we got Slick Rick, we got Nas, we got so many great storytellers that tell great stories in hip hop. So, the stories just got to be in depth. You can't really you can't half-ass it, so to speak, when it comes to a story track. You know what I'm saying? You got to really paint the picture. You know what I mean?
So tell me about the inspiration, the good kid turned hustler, and the story you told.
Oh man, so that song is special to me because that's about my friend, man. And you know, just you bringing it up just now, it just brought me back to us like hanging out on the block. And you know, I called it good kid turn hustler because that's exactly what happened with him. We were both on the same wavelength, like both had, both had our moms in our life, both was in school, we both was getting fly, we both wanted to, talk to girls, this, that, and the third. And as we got older, I went this way and he went this way. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, he got killed a couple years back. And the sad part is, what really hurts me is that it wasn't even meant for him. He got caught in between the crossfire. So the fact that, I'm saying, he's not here, and the fact that he was a victim of that, I felt it was the best way to carry his name on and carry on his legacy, because I was really close with his family, and I'm still close to his little brother and his sister to this day.
Word. See, and that's the thing about pain. Pain is so universal that a writer could take a story about losing a friend and you could be like, damn, I lost a friend too. May not be in the same way, but the pain of losing a friend is something that people can resonate with in their lives. So is a breakup. Man, I think the most hurtingest thing in the world is trying to love somebody, because you could be vulnerable, and if you hurt someone, there's a pain in your conscience that follows you if you like that person. And when somebody's hurting you, there's an anger within you towards yourself for letting it happen, and then towards them for using you. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when I listen to Made You Bitter, right? I'm like, okay, matters of the heart are very tricky, because nowadays we got songs like this bitch, and they singing it. But we don't have too many songs that say, I didn't know I did this to you. Why did you make that? Why was that message important?
At the time, I was with this particular young lady for a while, and we were living together. And when everything hit the fan, we wound up speaking, I want to say maybe a year and a half after everything was like officially done. And she said something to me that kind of like actually made me think and actually spark what made me write the song. And she was like, "You don't understand, you ruined my life." And I said, it's ironic that you say that. And it hurts me that you said that to me. And I understand. And I don't want you to feel like I'm not sympathetic to your feelings, but you got to understand, we were living before each other and we will live after each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I still can't believe after all this time, you still mad at me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like, we were inseparable. We were in love. We lived together. You know what I'm saying? We spoke about, family, kids, all these things. And to hear her say that to me at that time, it was kind of like, wow, I really made you, like, you're scorned. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, I got to tell this story, because a lot of the times I'll have feelings and emotions. And, for most creators, the best way is to express yourself the best way you know how. And that's through the music.
There's a lot of story you're not telling there, because you opened up the door. And we have a lady in here like, that's interesting. But come on, LL Floss J. Tell me about all these emotions, and why it's important for a man to for a man to open the door to a lady's feelings in his music. And the reason why I say this is because a man can't teach a woman about manhood. He can open up the door for her to choose to understand it, and then that's where the trust and the love and the pain comes in. Ladies, for you to show a man you love him, you have to be loyal. That's the main thing a man wants. It's not about You give a man flowers, he might go, "What's this for?" Stop that shit and throw it over his shoulder. And for real, because that's not us. But the loyalty is what works. Fellas, to love a woman, you have to give her attention. She has to be the center of your world. And all of us fail at this because as men, we focus on our wants and our desires and our dreams and our pursuits. And sometimes we forget the person that's important to us. But LL Floss J here makes music where he's going to open the door for us to know that it ain't about just sexing your lady. It's also about being attentive to your lady. Ain't that right? Foreplay and I'll do for you was about? I mean, talk to me.
Yo, shout out to you. You did your homework. You did your homework for real, for real.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with everything you said. For me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's two main things on my end. And I think, a lot of men do this and a lot of men don't. So accountability is one, right? You can't just say, "Oh, yo, I fucked up by this and that." You know what I'm saying? You gotta be truthful about the situation, whatever that situation is. You know what I'm saying? However things went left, you gotta point out your role in that, whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? That's part of accountability. That's number one. And number two, I'm so comfortable with me that I can put myself out there and I'm one of the few that can take the flack that's going to come from it because I'm that comfortable in my own skin. So I don't have to tear the woman down and say, "Oh yeah, she left me. Yo, she ain't shit, da da da." I could be like, "Yo, you know what? She left me and this is what happened. This is why she left." You know what I'm saying? During this time, this was happening. During that time, that was happening. Those things are important when it comes to the story because now people can make their own judgment and then they can pick whatever side they want. Because people gonna pick sides, whether they want to or not. But you got to give out everything. Because they always say it's three sides to a story. We got to stop that narrative because we got to start telling the truth. Whether it's in our favor or not. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. I like how you said we have to tell the truth because the only thing that's truthful in this world is pain. And that's the one thing that will bring you to God. And it's another thing that will bring you to realization that nothing in this life really matters except for the moment. Keep it real. How many times have y'all ever got drunk and threw the hell up? You say, "God, I swear I'll never drink again." But y'all drinking, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
But that pain will bring you to God quick as hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pain also brings you to music because you want to know how good or how bad your loved one or your friends are feeling. Listen to their playlist. It's going to tell you a lot about what they're going through. And I was going through a lot of your music, and I want to ask you about one song that impressed me. Tell me about "Spread My Wings."
So "Spread Your Wings" happened. Big shout out to Jimi Kendrix. If y'all don't know who Jimi Kendrix is platinum, Grammy nominated producer. He done worked with Jay-Z, J-Lo, LL. His resume is crazy. And he actually saw me. He was actually a judge at a show that I was doing at the Pyramid when the Pyramid was popping. And they announced him on the mic, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's actually Jimi Kendrix." I'm like, "What the hell?" So when I got off stage, I'm the type, man, I shoot my shot, man. Like if it's people that I know and they're like a hero to me, I'm gonna find a way to get to you. You know what I'm saying? So after I got off stage, I was like, "Yo, man, Jimmy, it's a pleasure to meet you. Yo, man, I would love to work with you." He was like, "What?" He was like, "Yo, the way you just killed it." He was like, "Yo, take my number." And I was like, "Oh shit." I took his number, and you know me, I get excited when I see you, but once everything settles down and I got your number and this, that, and the third, now it's like, okay, how quick is he gonna respond? How serious is he? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he responded to me with no problem. He has always been solid. He has always been, you know what I'm saying, down to earth. He's probably like one of the most humble legends I ever met. Because every time I say he a legend, he's like, "Yo, come on, Johnny, cut that shit out." And I'm like, "Bro, Jay-Z called you to the studio. Like, that's it. You're solidified just for that alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, if you want to work, yo, I could play you some joints, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, he was really expensive. So I only could afford one beat at that time, you know what I'm saying? And that was the one that he had. And he said, yo, listen, he said, yo, I already got a hook on there. I could take it off if you want. And I heard it and I was just like, it's you. I'm not changing nothing you did. I'm just going to say the best rhymes I could write. And I hope you like it. And he fell in love with it. He was like, yo, bro, you did what you did on that. He was like, yo, I'm giving you the stamp. Yo, it's yours. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how that record came about.
See, that's the story of hip hop that we don't hear about enough. We always hear about getting on and getting the deal and buying jewelry that ain't worth shit. We miss the stories of the love and the impact of making connections. You see what I'm saying? Connections are what makes life meaningful. A best friend or a good friend, a crew, your girl, your wife, your family, you know? And one of the most impressive songs I heard from you was Show You Off. Because we live in a world where, like I said when you weren't here, we live in a world where everybody wants to be traditional, modern, passported, or people call simps or high value traditional, but no one's calling each other by good names, like my friend, my lover, my love, my dear, mi amor, whatever. We're just putting titles on people, and people are letting the internet dictate what love is. Why is it important for you to be shown off? And why is it important for you to show somebody off when it comes to representation of your craft and of yourself?
Well, it goes back to my original point from before. You know, the ladies, they want something they could play too. Like, they could have they turn up stuff. They could have the women empower them all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing like, you know, her making that caption and having your song as the song in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm making my records for the ladies, that's what I want. I want, you know what I'm saying? I want them to have my lyrics as the caption. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's part of my writing process. It's like, yo, all right, yeah, they gonna post this on their page. They gonna vibe with this. They gonna rock with this. You know what I'm saying? As far as showing you off, I think we all, especially if we're in a relationship, I think we all want to get shown off by our partner, because it's like, yo, that's the person that you want to show off. That's the person you want to say, yo, yeah, that's my girl. Yo, that's my man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think with that song, that brought that out, because Drawzilla played it and he was like, yo, man, I don't know what to do with it. He was like, yo, you got a verse for this? And I'm like, Drawzilla, you play anything, I got a verse for it. And if I don't have it, I'm gonna write it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we were actually done with the session, and he played that particular song, and he was just like, yo, I'm gonna let you vibe. You said you're gonna write it right here, yo. I'm gonna run to the store real quick. I'm gonna let you vibe, and you know, I'll see what happens when I come back. And when he got back, I was like, yo, Zilla, I got the verse. He was like, yo, I wasn't even gone that long. I'm like, nah, Zilla, like, I'm inspired. I'm in my mode right here. Like, let's get it. So when I laid it, he was like, yo, Johnny, this is crazy. He was like, yo, whatever you want to do with this is yours. Like, you can have it. I'm like, but you're on the song. He was like, Johnny, I don't care. You can have it. Do what you want with it. So shout out to Drawzilla. Drawzilla is another producer that, you know, I got mad love for. He's another legend. His resume is crazy as well. And I'm grateful to have that type of relationship, because he not only is a dope producer, he's a dope engineer, and he's a great songwriter. So shout out to Drawzilla. Oh, I think your mic is muted.
All right, my bad.
Yeah.
Let's flip it though, because a lot of artists make music and they don't show off their fan base. A lot of artists make music and don't show off; they just want to be shown off. A lot of them want to be dick rolled instead of being a B2B, business to business or business to customer satisfaction area. Because whether you like it or not, you make music for the satisfaction of yourself and to satisfy other people. But a lot of people don't want to connect. Like, there's a woman in here, Sliding Doors is her name. I'm gonna put her on this show one day. Just to and yo, she's holding me down more than a lot of folks who've known me ever has done in these comments. Shout out to you. I wanted to give her a shout out. But as an artist, people don't connect and show off their fan base. It's rather gimme, do this. And they lose the fact that while making a connection with people, that's how you further your fan base. Why in today's society as an artist to you, do you think that connection is dead and how can we get it back?
It's like you said, man, I think it's two things, right? It's number one, it's like, you're not being appreciative of what you're making. It's kind of like, yeah, you're supposed to listen to this. Yeah, you're supposed to. Yeah, you're supposed to. When they really don't. They really don't have to, because your music is not gonna resonate with everybody. We're in a tough business. We gotta have tough skin. So there's somebody that's watching this and they going, I don't think Johnny Floss is for me. And that's fine. That's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. So it starts there. That's number one. And then number two, it's just like, I understand making music for yourself, but at the same time, you got to feed the fans. You know what I'm saying? We get lost in that, not trying to feed the fan base. So if I know that 10 women are going to listen to this particular song, the next one I make, I want 20 women to listen. You know, as opposed to, yo, y'all, it's only 10 of y'all. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Why y'all not vibing to this and the third? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to go back to the drawing board. Like, you know what I'm saying? And another thing too, the last point. Another thing too is we got to realize that we need certain things as artists, which is we need the fans. Without the fans, you ain't nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to feed the fans. Without a good producer / engineer, you ain't nothing. So you can have the greatest rhymes, you can have the greatest song in the world, but if you ain't got no dope producer, no engineer that's gonna make you sound like something, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the DJs. The DJs are still super. They always going to be important, no matter whether you feel like they breaking records or not. It's nothing like a DJ that believe in you and that will play your shit anywhere. You know what I'm saying? They do all type of events. They do weddings, they do bar mitzvahs, they do kids parties, they do grown parties, they do balls. All these events, your record could be played there. So a DJ is important. You know what I'm saying? And even down to, you know what I'm saying, shameless plug, but it's real. Platforms like this. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand that one thing that Terry Crews said on Club Shay Shay show is that you got to treat everything like you're getting $1 million, because you never know where you're going to end up. You never know who's watching. The fact that you got a Redman drop for you, that is incredible. I was like, yo, Correct is lit. Got Redman on the drop, Heritage Hip Hop. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm honored, outside of just knowing you and you wanting to interview me. Now it's like, yo, the fact that Redman is that's shout out to you for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You doing your thing for your brand, and that should be commended as well. So we get caught up sometime in our ego, and as we should, because we're great at what we do, but we can't forget the other things and the other key components that make us lit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%. Because whether you're fashionably late or you arrive on time, always be your best man. You know what I'm saying? You like how I did that, right? Tell the truth. You like that. Yeah.
That was super fire. That was definitely super fire.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we got to start paring this down. So I'm going to let you talk your stuff. Tell the world why they need to be listening to Johnny Floss. Stand on your square and let the world know that you're here. Go ahead.
Listen, the reason why you should listen to Johnny Floss is because I am one of the few rappers that can give you a great song that's lyric driven and it's not overbearing. You're going to have songs that can have you partying. You can have songs that's going to make you think. You're going to have some you can play for your girl. You're going to have some you can play for your wife. I don't curse. I don't use the N-word. So your grandmom could listen. Your 9-year-old, your 8-year-old could listen. You could play my song in a party. You could play my song when you're going through it. I got flavors and I got mixes for all types of people. I'm one of the few artists that can pull that off. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I don't have a record you like, that's because I didn't make it yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's only right. Tap in.
Hey, I think he said it all. So, hey, man, it's been a pleasure getting to talk to you. I appreciate the time. But before we get out of here, we like to play a game called the Rapid Fire Questions. Are you ready for this game?
Oh, rapid fire. Oh, all right, let's go. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rapid fire questions are not yes/no questions. These are questions designed to show the intelligence and integrity of the artists about the culture that they're doing, hip hop, and themselves. You ready to go?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Here we go. First question. What song or album from another artist perfectly describes you?
Oh, that perfectly describes me. I'ma say Lloyd Banks, I'm So Fly.
Ooh. This is the guy that's high end in the in the joint. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I do my homework as you see. I look.
Yeah, you definitely did. Shout out to you for that. Shout out to you.
Dude be in the gym doing his pull-ups. I'm like, yeah, that's why he got the pictures. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all ladies like, y'all check him out. Mr. Johnny Floss _ But I got you. All right, cool. So question number 2. What's the perfect hip-hop beat? Meaning if this person didn't have that beat, it would have been your first single.
Ooh, the perfect hip hop beat. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna probably say Grinding by the Clips. Yeah, that to this day that beat gives me chills. I'm like, when I first heard that, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like that was yeah, probably Grinding. Yeah.
Okay. How do you define Brooklyn in one sentence?
Brooklyn. Ooh, one sentence. Oh man. Where swag and gutter meet.
I agree. I agree. Brooklyn is a whole nother monster within itself. Brooklyn has a love affair with Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to my home state. And they are about the same. Salute, for real. So that leads me to my next question. I think Brooklyn is the perfect place to represent hip hop. Not because I'm Brooklyn partial or whatever. It's just that Brooklyn took its name around the world. The Crooklyn Dodgers, for one. They made a hit. Everybody knows Brooklyn. Straight from Brooklyn, better known as Crooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So on. I'm going to ask you a question. If you can make a Crooklyn Dodgers, who would be your 3 MCs from Brooklyn? Who's doing the beat?
Ooh. Only 3?
That's it. See the pain in his face? That's universal.
Oh man,
I just need 3 and the producer.
Oh shit. Okay. Of course it got to be Big. It got to be Jay. And the third one, oh man. I'm gonna say it got to be Big, Jay, and Fab if I'm gonna pick 3. And the producer got to be from Brooklyn too, right? No, it don't matter. Okay. I'm gonna say Big, Jay, and Fab on a damn. You know what? Because I've been on his wave and I really want to work with him. So I'm gonna say Big J and Fab on an Alchemist beat.
That would be interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
See, the sad part is you gave me a dead rapper and 2 old school rappers for the day. This is hip hop, and we keep it youthful. Why aren't you in that song with 2 of your peers? Come on, do it over.
All right, so you want it a little younger? Okay.
No, I know what you said.
Right.
But that's not today's culture. You're part of today's culture. You're part of this building block 2 of this culture. So I don't want you to count yourself out. What else you got?
All right, if I had to pick another 3 from Brooklyn, I'm gonna go Young and May. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Young and May. I'm gonna go Fresher, and I'm gonna need parts on this. So I'm gonna put myself in there. Johnny Floss, Fresher, and Young and May on a. Let me see. Let's see how we sound on a Timbo beat.
Okay.
We're gonna go Timbo.
You
Yeah.
want to dance on some people. Okay. I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I want to take it back to your discography, wine and wordplay. Because if you really get into wine and wordplay, there's a spiritual and a mental aspect of it. Why did you name your album Wine and Wordplay, first of all?
So the wine and wordplay came because I was on my, my grown man shit when I was in the studio. So my guy that did most of my man Shamel, that's my bro. He did most of the he engineered most of the tracks on there, and we were in the studio a lot. We were sipping a lot of wine. He had like, because the liquor store at that particular studio was not that far. So I remember like the first time he was like went live, he was like, yo, man, yo, go get that bottle I told you about. Yo, it's called whatever. I can't remember what he said, but he was like, yo, it's called whatever. And I went and picked it up. And I was like, yo, this shit is good or whatever. So we were drinking wine a lot during those sessions or whatever. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just, I'm on that type of wave. Let me just name this project something like different, something out the box, because I'm always thinking about something out the box. So I'm like, yo, wine and wordplay. That's what I was sipping on. That's what I was on. And then, for the lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm big on lyrics, you know what I'm saying? So that's where wine and wordplay came from.
Wine and wordplay are two of the components that made the Harlem Renaissance, because people would go and get their libations and they would hear the words. Wine goes well with poetry. Wine goes well with sitting down. And this is a project, your Wine and Wordplay project is a project that you have to sit down to really appreciate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Did it have naked butts on the label? What? No, somebody reading your album cover like, what are you talking about? What song are you talking about? But anyway, that's funny. But your project has points where you have to sit down and really take in the project. What 3 songs made you sit down and re-examine how you rhyme from other artists?
From other artists. Yeah. 3 songs
that made you sit down and go, wow, I gotta,
Definitely Nas Rewind. That song is like, the fact that he even pulled that off, it was just like, you gotta be somewhere else. Like that song is incredible. Like incredible. So that's one. B.I.G's I Got a Story to Tell. That song and that story is it will never get old to me. Like I will hear that song and just be like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the creativity, the story, everything. Like it was just, it was a perfectly told story. Like it was just dope. And another song that made me sit down. Oh, I'll never forget. I was in the car and I was fiending because I was like, yo, he say he dropping a new song. He say he dropping. I gotta hear it. When I played that song and listened to it in the car, I literally sat in the car and I was like, nah, you gotta play that shit again. When I heard J. Cole, Middle Child, yo, I was just like, nah, he went somewhere else. I was just like in the car, like what? Like this dude is really ill. Like it was crazy.
Okay, I got 3 more questions, maybe 4. As a writer, what do you hear in music that the average person who listens to music doesn't hear?
As I've gotten older and started really dissecting the music and listening to it, I noticed a lot of stuff that's in the background. So like, it's weird because this is one of the songs that I hear it, right? So on Fancy, Drake's Fancy, if you listen to the bridge, right, it's something about his ad libs as the bridge is going. When he's the part where he's like, let me, oh, to the NY girls, let me see your hands. And in the background, you hear like the singing parts of Drake saying, let me see your hands. Like little stuff like that is like, it's so intriguing to me because now I'm like, you could see how they layered the song and made this happen. So it's like, little things like that. I'm just like, yo, it's ill, like where they was at with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I appreciate that because sometimes now when I listen to music, I have to be in the studio or seeing tracks, and you get to appreciate like, oh, that's how they did that, and I hear that part and that and that.
Yeah.
I agree. That's my music nerd shit, everybody.
Right. I think we all got a little nerd in us as creatives. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because that's hot to me. I actually like that. You know what I'm saying? My next question. Let's go to question. Let's give you a throwaway question. How did you like being on Heritage Hip Hop, or would you recommend us to another artist?
Man, let me tell you something, man. One thing, and this is the thing with me, right? I'm big on relationships, and I'm big on how people that I respect, I'm big on how they are influenced and how they talk about other people. So when Notes saw that I was going to be on your show, like he automatically was like, yo, Johnny, that's dope. He was like, yo, I'm telling you, man, Karev is that dude. Like, yo, I'm telling you, y'all gonna vibe, y'all gonna link, yo, he gonna fuck with you. And the way he talked about you, I was just like, I gotta get to know this guy because I got so much love and respect for Notes that the way he talks about you is just like, yo, nah, I gotta meet this dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you said, I didn't catch it right away because my service was kind of funny where I was at on the Fleet DJ's interview. So when you said your name, I was just like, is that the one Nose is talking about? And then when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's him. So I was just like, yo, the fact that I'm here and the fact that you wanted to interview me, the fact that you showed love, man, I can't thank you enough for this opportunity because people got to understand, man, and not to make it long drawn out, but people got to understand, people don't have to share their platform with you. You didn't have to invite me up here. You didn't have to interview me. You didn't have to talk to me. So that in itself, people got to start recognizing that. Like, yo, when somebody extends their platform to you, be appreciative. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
It's an honor and a pleasure because at the end of the day, as long as you make good music, I can have a conversation with you. And that's all we've been doing, having a good conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. As much as I appreciate Brooklyn, I can't fuck with the Nets. I hate the Nets. I hate them dearly within my heart. Fuck the Nets.
I'm not even mad because I hate the Nets right now. We lost KD, we lost Kyrie. Our whole team is I'm tight.
You said we lost a game right now. I lost my franchise, and I wasn't even a Nets fan. I mean, I didn't care. But shout out to J Kidd and Vince Carter and all them in Jersey. Downtown North was rocking when he was there. But anyway though, one of my favorite songs you made is B.S.O.M. Brooklyn State of Mind. Paint that picture. Tell me about that song before you go.
Oh man, so I remember like first I remember the reason why I called it Barclay State of Mind because it's like it's still Brooklyn, but it's like a part of me was like, yo, it's Brooklyn, but Brooklyn isn't Brooklyn without Biggie. So the fact that I felt the way when I was writing it because I'm like, yo, Big isn't here to enjoy him seeing his number in the rafters or people walking up to him at the Barclays saying like, yo, Big, this, that, and the third. So that's why those opening lines was like, you know what I'm saying? Fitted to the front, I got a beat to the back. I don't take him as a dude that'll wear a snapback. Cause I'm painting the picture of like how it would be if he was here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, yeah, nah, that's you, Floss, not Big Papa. Like, I could see him saying, I don't wear no snapbacks. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, you know, not only pay homage to where I'm from in the borough, but to pay homage to him because he is the ultimate Brooklyn president. Like he's the first official Brooklyn president. So anytime it's Brooklyn, I always try my best to find a way to incorporate him in some way. You know what I'm saying?
No, I respect that because at the end of the day, you want to be remembered. And even though tragedy took his physical presence from us, it's years later, and a lot of people don't know Biggie, but they know of Biggie, which is amazing. So shout out to Tiana Wallace and the Biggie experience right now going on at on Atlantic Avenue. If y'all haven't going to see it, you should. I'm going to see it, and y'all can meet me there. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, and y'all can see me there. We could chop it up there too if y'all would like to. For real.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you should come meet me there. Then we can meet each other face to face.
Absolutely. Yo, you let me know, bro. I'll pull up on you, man. Definitely.
All right, so that's what's up. So once again, Johnny Floss came on the podcast. It's been great. Shout out to Notes 82. He was in here.
Yeah.
My guy Notes. Shout out to Sliding Doors. Love you, sis. By far, bro. I appreciate the fact that you gave me the opportunity to even get to know you and to talk with you. But before we go, I have one question, and this is the most important question of the first interview. Because note to tell you, I don't ask the same questions every time, as you can tell. You can tell by the time. But my first interview's most important question is this. Johnny Floss has put out music, and he has a digital footprint. 500 years from now, in the Universal Hip Hop Museum or Hall of Fame, Johnny Floss is going to have a section representing himself from Brooklyn, obviously, in it. Somebody's going to push a red button and your hologram is going to come out of the wall and they're going to hear you, see you, and experience your music. My most important question to you is, what is the legacy you leave behind that made hip-hop great and the world better?
Just the power of the lyrics, man. Like that's where it starts and it ends for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I understand that, you know, a great song needs a great hook and a great beat and all that. I give you all that. But when it comes to true MCing, they're gonna remember the lyrics. They're gonna remember, you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be certain lines that, you know, you're gonna remember that's gonna stand out. For the rest of eternity, people are gonna say, gangsters don't die, they get chubby and move to Miami. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the lyrics are like, that's the thing. So if, as long as I can be in that museum and they look at me and go, yo, he was a hell of an MC, I did my job, man. I did my job.
The job of an MC is always to be heard and to give a message. Before they were called MCs, they were called teachers, doctors, scholars, preachers, civil rights leaders, ministers. These are the people that tell us about life and also tell us stories about ourselves. And in a world today where Congress has to be brought to the floor for the average artist to stream 853,000 times per day to make an average of $15 an hour as a minimum wage worker, and you need that much to stream, we're doing our MCs, our leaders, our congressmen, our future leaders and those who spark our minds a disservice. So Heritage Hip Hop does not believe in streaming, we believe in purchasing. So please follow Mr. Johnny Floss on all social media. Make sure you purchase his music because I bought some. And most importantly, it's all about being there to make sure the culture survives. Because at the end of the day, whenever you go the cheap route, not only do you short yourself, but you short the creator who gave you something that you like. And if you like it or you love it, please put money on it. Because y'all buy a whole bunch of shit anyway. Now I said that buck that bought that bottle could have struck the lotto. You got the lotto right here. Give yourself good music and culture. You know what I mean? For real, you agree?
I 110% agree, bro.
All right, well, stay right there. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. Remember, hit the like button, comment, and share this video, share this interview. This interview will be available on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, iHeartRadio, blah, 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 blah. Just look up the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast, and we are there. My name is Karev. It's been an honor and a pleasure getting to talk to you. My peoples who are commenting, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I got something for you. Thank you. And may the Most High bless you. Peace. And we out.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here. Real hip hop. For real.